Hey everyone, Travis here on day one of week 2 of the summer split of the LCS 2014, I think. Yeah, I think I've established everything. Either way, I'm here with Crumbz of Dignitas. Crumbz, you are winning League of Legends games. This is something that hasn't happened for quite some time. I just wanted to talk to you about the experience of winning League of Legends matches.
Doesn't matter. We're Dig. It's going to fall off. Okay. Don't worry about it. It's all a lie.
Very good. I want to talk to you about this. So, LMQ hype train was driving through Dignitas town, and it made a pit stop. And then you guys walked up and just
stole the wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Stole the wheels, and then ran up to the Dignitas hype train and put them on, and now you're out of there. What do you think of LMQ? Because they obviously did really well last week, and then you guys did pretty well against them just now.
I don't know what to think about them, to be honest. We had a really solid game, to be honest. We played very well, and I didn't feel like they really did that much. I honestly think that we just, for the strategy that we had, we played our strength and our strategy way better than theirs. So the game is honestly not a good measure for us to know how good they are. We haven't scrimmed them at all either. So I think that this next week we're going to be able to play them and see what they're like. So far, not many impressions of LMQ, just because my impressions would be firsthand. One game. So not too much at all. I mean, I'm sure they're a strong team. They got 4-0 last week. So we'll see what goes.
Yeah, do you think, I love that you mentioned that you hadn't scrimmed them yet, because I was going to ask you about that. Do you think that it was just they had never played you guys before, and so it just threw them off? They weren't used to the Dignitas strategy, whereas maybe you had a chance to watch them a little bit more and get ready?
Maybe. I really think that ours was just better than theirs. Their comp, or just how we thought it out and we're going to play it. I don't think it had to do with how they prepared for it, because I don't think you could really prepare for the champion picks like that. I mean, we did, but I don't think that had to do with it, to be honest. I just think maybe they weren't on their game. We'll see. I mean, their showings in other games were better than the game that we played against them, so time will tell how good they are.
Maybe a little overconfident from last week then.
Pardon?
I said maybe they were just a little overconfident from last week. And then
I'm sure they took us seriously, because we were 3-1, so you got to at least recognize that.
Very true. Very true. I mean, lots of people recognizing that. Now you're 4-1. You guys are maybe you're tied with LMQ now for top of the league?
Yeah, we're both 4-1, so it was a game to decide first place. And since we beat him, tiebreaker, we go 4-1. It doesn't matter. The end. It's only at the end where it matters the result.
There are a lot of people right now who are saying, CLG, TSM, Cloud9, they're just kind of awkward right now. They're due to come up and beat everybody back down into submission again. Yeah. Is there any fear from you guys that that's the case, or are you just what? No, it's fine. We're now on their level.
Not really, to be honest. I don't think that the ADL, C9, TSM, CLG, they're gonna be the big three that are gonna take over. Dig tops, bottom 16. Who cares? We're gonna show it. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna win, and that's gonna be it. Nobody's going to say anything until we win. Literally until the end, until the last game that's played in LCS of playoffs, nobody's going to say that we're going to win. So whatever opinions come out in Reddit and forums, Twitter, irrelevant.
Yeah. You just think you're permanent underdog scenario.
Pretty much.
Now, remind me who you play tomorrow? I just had to ask this question.
Play TSM tomorrow.
All right, so those guys are somewhat scary. Those CLG dispatched them pretty easily today. Thoughts on that? You feel pretty confident?
I'm pretty confident going into TSM. The way CLG played against them was completely one-sided. It was almost as bad as how we beat LMQ. So not too worried about TSM, to be honest. And I do think that the biggest contender this split is going to be CLG.
CLG, okay, over Cloud9 and LMQ and all that stuff?
Yeah.
I guess I should just ask, what in particular makes you so confident in CLG's strength?
I think the strength that CLG has is just the shot calling between Link and Afrema. Okay. That's the biggest strength that they have, and I think that decision making is what can put them to a strong standing.
Any thoughts on Seraph? A lot of people saying he's overhyped or whatever. He's
This is a top laner, honestly. I mean, he's not doing anything flashy. Hasn't carried a single game so far. I mean, nothing too impressive, to be honest. I haven't seen something wow, that's a great thought-out play. That's a nice wave menu control. And so far, not really impressed by him. He hasn't really done much. The game against C9, against was it TSM they played today? Didn't do anything. It was literally just Afro and Link comboing everyone while Doublelift had a CS lead. So until he manages to carry a game from top lane, I'll be impressed. Otherwise, no.
You think it's just, I mean, what you're describing is, I think, a lot of the way people used to describe Nien is that he's just sort of up there, he does his thing, and then later on he comes down and the rest of the team, CLG wins for them. You think he's just sort of like the new Nien?
Yeah, I think it's a bad mentality to have that top lane is going to be an island. You just need somebody to be stable. I think if you look at teams, I guess everybody wants to talk about SKT. Literally all 5 members have games where they take over and carry. So you see Impact carrying, you see Bangy carrying, Faker, Piglet, all these players in all roles.
What about Pumandu?
Pumandu too. His one game, his Leona, his roaming Leona just completely smashed the team. I think it was in the finals too. So they all have the ability to carry games single-handedly. So until I see that on a team that all 5 members can just, wow, the support carry, the top carry, mid jungle. When all 5 can do that, that's a solid team.
Do you think Dignitas is in that position?
I think that we are perhaps not to a full extent in that position, but that's the end. That's the end goal.
Talking about why you guys have gotten so strong, so good. Do you like how much of that is Scar being able to step away and just analyze stuff? Everybody's always felt as though he had a very good, strong analytical mind. People like his Twitch stream because of that. Do you think it's just like the shifter god tier mid laning or Zion hanging out up top doing well? Like what, or is it just everything? Like the whole comprehensive team just has like a really good strategy.
It's definitely a combination of all factors, to be honest. Having strong laners pretty much facilitates my play, and even that would not be enough. Guarantee if we had all that, but we didn't have the backup behind us, we'd still be a poor team. The fact that we have Scar, have Commonly, have more people behind us helping us out, makes it so that the issues that we had last splits, which was not deliberate practice, not practice with intent, looking at focus on specific things in each game, that's what led to inconsistency, because the issues that we needed to address were not solved by anybody. Now we have the ability to address that inconsistency. We know the mistakes. We're focusing on the macro game. Enables so that the foundation of how we play is stable. That way you become consistent as a team. So having all sorts of things and having a solid team with strong players makes it so that we'll be more and more consistent and have no disappointing seasons.
I'd love to ask you about Cumley because he actually runs the Drunk Scar account. How much of Scar wanting to just control the person running that account was a factor in his employment?
I think that's a huge thing, to be honest. I didn't know until like halfway through. I was like, holy crap, Cumley's one of the Scars. Like, I didn't ask him yet, but that shit, I would be uncomfortable. Like, you talking to someone who's kind of impersonating. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe, do you think that there's a thing where Scar's like, man, I need somebody else, but no one is as good as me. So maybe I should just get like the drunk version of me to be like the other
ideas. Yeah, that sounds like definitely a possibility. Yeah, okay.
Like, well, I have good ideas when I'm drunk. I just can't execute them because I'm drunk. So maybe I get the good ideas from intoxicated version of me, combine them.
Makes sense, to be honest. I think in ancient times Romans did this, and they had an idea. They're like, oh, you need to figure out a new way. Get drunk, give me more ideas. Yeah. So.
I think that was what Caesar did, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we got him. I mean, I guess it sounds like Cumley's going to backstab Scar at the last day of LCS. So I guess so. I mean, in his defense, Scar also killed a man. So that video. Have you not seen that video? No. Oh, my God, you haven't seen that video? Okay. There's a video. You can just YouTube it, and people watching this should. Where it just is like Scar confesses to killing a man, and it's on his stream, and he literally says multiple times, "I killed a man in cold blood." Like after this, okay, if we have enough time and the van or shuttle doesn't leave, we're gonna walk over to my handsome and charming video producer's computer, and I'm just gonna show you the YouTube video because you need to see it.
I hope that's not true that he actually killed someone.
I mean, it's out there now, so I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about living with such a cold-blooded felon.
Yeah. Maybe you put him next door or something. Maybe you bring Cumley in because he hasn't killed anyone yet.
I mean, the thing is, I'm living in a closet. He can literally walk in. I have no escape.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get flashed or something.
That's not a good joke, Travis.
Give me shout-outs, plugs, anything you want to say here at the end of the interview?
Yeah, shout out to Team Dignitas, all the fans, all the sponsors, of course, all the people that watch my stream. Really appreciate that. Subs, literally everybody that supports Team Dignitas. People,
Everyone who helps get money into your pocket.
exactly. And then we got Q Patty, Yama, Alienware, Sound Blaster, 3D Systems, Alienware again, Intel Scan, WD, HyperX, Be Quiet, Twitch, and Multiplay.
That is everyone who's written on your shirt.
That's right.
We did it. Yeah. Thank you so much for the interview, Crumbz. Congratulations on your new success. Oh, by the way, one last question. What how did you enjoy Vancouver? I know you went there for the break or whatever, and that's where you're from. I was just talking to Alltech about Vancouver being like one of the big hubs for LCS players.
Going to Vancouver was a life-changing experience going back, to be honest. I went there, and my family was planning on going to a trip to Vietnam, and I wanted to go on that, but it coincided with a lot of practice time that I had to go to practice before the LCS preseason, and I chose not to go to Vietnam for it. Even though I could have gone for a couple days with them, I chose not to because I prioritized my practice and just put some practice time in. It was a difficult decision, but I had...
No one likes a bragger.
I'm not bragging. It was a difficult decision, and well, that's not brag. That sucks.
I'm just saying, you're like, it was really hard, but I sacrificed it, for the fans.
No, it wasn't for the. It was.
Tell me about Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver? So it was a really good experience for me. I stayed there and I focused on myself. I had the house for myself, and I just looked to just play a lot, go to the gym, and just focus on what I wanted to do. And the whole experience gave me a lot of motivation going into the Super Week and the new split. The last one ended in a rough manner. We're all down. It's like these really poor games and consistency. We're not really finding our stride. So going there and knowing them to come back with a fresh start to the pretty much a new team was a really reinvigorating experience, and I couldn't wait to get back. So that experience definitely affected everything that's happening now in the LCS.
Very good. Well, I was just curious because I know you were headed up there. And
that's great.
You can check out the rest of our coverage of all things LCS at ongamers.com.